You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. And in today's episode, I overall wanted to talk on people trashing on video games. Now, I might have talked on something like this before, but I've been seeing it a lot recently because of the newly released Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. And to let y'all know the difference, I know people will probably ask, like, what's the difference between the Xbox Series X and S? And I know people, like, you know, for your gamers out there, they know the difference. But there's a guy, I was at GameStop's today getting Call of Duty Cold War. And the guy was explaining to whoever that was with him the difference between the digital PlayStation and the disc PlayStation. And, yeah, so they, so recently for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, they came out with a digital version because they know people are more into just buying the digital version of a video game rather than buying the disc version. Now, I buy the disc version because I'm like, yo, I might not like this game, so I'm going to take it back up to GameStop's and get, you know, traded in for another game. But I think GameStop's, they might be closing down here soon, so what store can we really go? But I think a lot of places, I think GameStop's, it could be getting like overran by like markets, like Facebook Market, Instagram Market, and people just go up on there and be like, hey, I'm selling Call of Duty for $10. If you want it, you know, just let me know and things. And yeah, there'll be somebody out there that'll buy it. So, you know, you set the price and things, and then, yeah, you know, you overall making some money off of Facebook or Instagram. But anyways, that's not what this episode's about. This episode's about people trashing on video games. I got all carried away and stuff, but anyways, so recently I've been seeing people make posts like, oh, like the one post that I always see, and I'm like, and it's kind of annoying because I'm like, yo, I bet if I ever go to your guys' house, I better not see not one video game console in your guys' house the way y'all trash on video games and share posts and things. I better not see a Nintendo 64, a Nintendo Wii. I don't even care if it ain't plugged up. I better not see not one video game console in your guys' house. I don't even want no games on your phone. Like that, you keep that same energy like when it comes to you, but like you talking to everybody else and things, like, nah. I feel like people, they be sharing posts like that because it's, you know, they know people like me will see it. And I'm like, you guys must not know that I have a whole YouTube channel that's like, it's my job to play video games. I make money playing video games. I'm sorry that you chose the way of life where you got work at a job that you don't like, but I decided that, hey, I'm somewhat good at video games. I can turn this into a career because why? I'm into this stuff. I'm not into the stuff that y'all be talking about. And I think people forget that it's like not everybody's going to be into the things that you're into. So I'm like, yeah, you know, if people, yeah, if I ever meet a girl where she's all like trying to bring me away from video games, I'm like, I don't think you understand. I've known you for a few months. I've known video games my whole life. My parents are the ones that got me into video games. So why would I just, do you think that would make any sense if I went back to my parents and told them I stopped playing video games? All of those times of me texting them, okay, when I was a kid, all of those times of me texting them saying, hey, can you go up to GameStop's and get this brand new video game? Or when it's my birthday, hey, can I get the new PlayStation or the Xbox? Or when it's Christmas, oh, can I get the new PlayStation, Xbox, or new video games that's coming out? I put them through all that trouble just to tell them later on in life, as me being a full adult male, okay, meeting a woman that I see me starting a future with, okay? Now hear me out. I go to my parents. I'm telling them about this woman, and I tell them she got me to stop playing video games. So I will no longer play video games. My thing is that if my parents accepted the fact that I play video games, why can't my significant other accept the fact that I play video games? Literally, everybody around the world plays video games. Now, why is it all of a sudden a problem with you? Like, that's why I'm like, look, I understand if you want me to spend some quality time with you. I'm with that. I'm cool with that. I'm down for that. I will hands down spend as much time with you as you need me to. But there is going to be a time where me and my friends, we gonna get together because we're too lazy to go out and have fun like quote unquote regular people. Call of Duty is gonna be available, and we're gonna play ourselves a couple of games. Now, why is that a problem? You would think that you would be with it that your significant other is at home playing video games rather than them being out and about. Because I'm saying, like, if you meet a girl on Xbox, you just meeting a girl on Xbox. That girl can be anywhere in the world. But if you going out and about and then there's some girl like approaching you or a guy, whoever, that's just gonna cause problems in the relationship. So that's why I'm like, I think it's best, if it had been up to me, I want my significant other to be right there with me playing video games. That's why I'm trying my hardest to find a girl that is with a guy playing video games. Like, if she plays video games, oh my God, that is a match. That is a match. That's like something that, like, you know, like how that's like, you know, when girls say that they like guys that's over 6 feet tall. Well, I'm like, well, I like girls that play video games. I'm like, a girl that can sit, like, we are talking, having conversations, like, we can sit there for hours and just talk about all of the fun times we had playing video games. That's like one of my memories, like, growing up just with like a collective with all of my friends, is sitting around talking about video games. That is, to me, that's like breaking the barrier of a friendship, you know, because I remember there was me and this one kid that I went to school with. His name was Craig. And I remember me and him, every single day, we would talk about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Because Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was the biggest game at the time. So we were constantly talking about that game. That was like the one thing that I looked forward to when I went to school with him. I was like, I would make sure I would look for him when there's a time, because we were kind of diverse. We had his group of friends, I had my group of friends. So, but when we run into each other, I'm like, what did you do last night in Grand Theft Auto? He's like, I robbed and killed a few people. I'm like, cool. I did this level last night when I had to steal this truck, drive down this, street with this crazy girl and stuff. That's an actual legitimate level in the game and things. But anyways, yeah, but that's something where I'm like, yo, if I can find a girl, okay, like I'm in GameStop just, looking around and stuff, and then she stands next to me. Like, this is what I imagine. This is like the start of my love movie right here. So I'm in GameStop's chilling, right? I'm in GameStop's chilling, looking through all the games. Girl stands next to me. She's all like, what game you looking for? I tell her what game I'm looking for, and then she's all like, oh, I'm looking for a game similar like that and stuff. Next thing you know, me and her, we get to playing, started talking about video games. By the end of that movie, we are cuddled up, holding 2 controllers, playing video games. That's the end of my love story right there. I'm telling you, that would be the life. That would. I'm telling you. GameStops. They should do that though. They should make a club where it's a video game like club where it's like y'all just like come together and just like, you just meet, like y'all know what you're like getting into. I feel like with just a regular club, you could be meeting anybody there. But like at a video game club, I think there's like video game places that you can go to and things and just play video games out in public and stuff. But a place where it's like a straight up like a club, like instead of alcohol they selling you energy drinks. Oh bro, I would be the king of that place. I'm telling you, I would be one of the many kings of that place. I would go into that place every single weekend. Like, y'all don't understand. That would be the life. But do you see like the level of happiness that I have like towards video games? As many times as video games have stressed me out, made me mad, got me to the point where I've thrown controllers, broken video games. What else have I done? I'm like yelled at people, yelled at my friends, yelled at just myself. Like, oh my God. Like, if you guys go over to my gaming channel, I have had every bit of emotions run through my body while playing a video game. Like, I'm telling you, like back when I was a kid, Y'all would have had, like, if YouTube would have been out when I was a kid, like playing Midnight Club and stuff, that you guys would have had a show. Y'all would have had a legitimate show on your hands. Cause I'm like, I'm telling you, Midnight Club, that game brought out some tears in me, bro. There are some other games, but I think Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there was a level that I got stuck on. No, Midnight Club 2, bro, I'm telling you, that game brought out some emotions. But anyways, but I'm like, do you see how, like, I know so much about video games? Now, I seen the one post where the person was like, oh, your man wants this, and it's the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox and all that stuff, and my man wants this, and it's like all these, like, tools and stuff, like construction tools. Since when did I want to be a construction worker? Like, I feel like that doesn't make any. If you want to meet a construction worker, then you need to go to downtown Seattle where they're building one of those buildings and meet a construction worker. But if you're meeting a guy and you don't really know what job or profession that he's doing, but you see him playing video games, and all of a sudden now you have a beef about it, and you trying to figure out why you have a beef about it, and you done put yourself in this relationship, that is your fault. That is not that man's fault or woman's fault for liking video games. And I encourage anybody that's in a relationship right now and you're with a person, I'm getting like a crap ton of notifications and stuff. Let me get rid of these two because I already know those. I'm getting rid of all of them. But anyways, if you're in a relationship and then significant other is all like, I want you to stop playing video games, I'd probably be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, sure, fine. I'll stop. But I probably would have taken all my video games over to like my parents' house and been like, okay, I'm gonna go visit my parents real quick, and just go over there to their house and play video games. I'm like, you ain't gonna stop me altogether. You might stop me, and that's the thing though. If I'm the owner of that, so that's why I'm gonna make sure, like, when YouTube blows up and all of that stuff, I'm going to be the owner. It ain't gonna be no co-signing. I'm going to be the owner of my house. So I'm like, if you want your own spot, cool, fine. You could do that and stuff. But I'm going to be the owner of my house. So therefore, anything can be said, anything can go. So at that point in time, I just know that it is guaranteed that I can play video games in the comfort of my own home. And if I ever do meet a girl and she's like, hey, I want you to stop playing video games, I'm like, you know what? I want a lot of things in life, but I can't have all of those things. I want to be a billionaire. I'm not no billionaire right now. But you know what's in my life right now? Video games. So I'm just saying, video games, it's there for me. It's therapeutic. It helps me. It gets me through the day. In fact, after I'm done recording YouTube videos, like reaction videos or any other videos, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Why? Because I spent my money on the Xbox Series X. I spent my money on the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So my thing is, if you have not spent it would make sense if you bought the console and you didn't want me to buy it. At that point, I would just look at you and be like, you wasted your money and you're a nut job. Who buys a console and you don't want the person to play it? So it would make sense if you bought that console and you was like, and you had a problem with me playing it, then I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I just go out my way and get my own console and play it and stuff. But I am not going to buy a console for myself just for you to tell me I'm not allowed to play it or I shouldn't be playing it. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be doing a lot of things out there. The Joker, he shouldn't have shot them two guys on that train station. But look, he did, because they were bullying him. What other things that had happened in this world? I don't know. Logan Paul shouldn't have did that Forest video. But guess what? He did. But since then, he's redeemed himself, so I can't hold that over his head. I like Logan Paul. I'm just waiting for him to, like, upload some more content. I can't even think of the last time he uploaded a video. It's been a while. It's been a while since I seen Logan Paul upload a video. Hold on for a second. Let me see something real quick. Making sure. I already uploaded that video. Let me pause that before it plays out loud. I don't know how copyrights and all that stuff work out. Oh, they did a music video to that? I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyways, Logan Paul. Yeah, he hasn't uploaded in a month. Dang, what is going on? Like, bro did a Pokemon video and dipped. I'm like, bro, you gotta come back. What's going on? But anyways, I'm like, but yeah, there's like people that's going to be into certain things. Just accept it. Like, to whatever, look, to whoever my future girlfriend or wife is, my future wife, because I do see myself married one day. But to whoever my future wife is, whatever you're into. So if you're into video games, let's say if it comes to a point in time where I'm done with video games and and I'm just like, I'm never gonna play video games again. If I meet a woman, right, to whoever my future wife is, if you get into video games, guess who's going to be sitting next to you watching you play video games and having a conversation? Well, maybe not having a conversation with you, because you might be like, it's up to you. Like if you play video games and you can carry a conversation, are you cool? Because I know there's some people that's like, oh, I can't have nobody talking to me while I play video games and stuff. Like if you're that person, that I'll just sit next to you and just watch and just be like, talk to you when you're at the main menu or something, or when you're loading up in the lobby. But yeah, I'm gonna be sitting right next to you watching you play video games, helping you. Be like, hey, look, there's a person at that door. Like, you don't, like, there's like just helping you out. All right, I'm just trying to help you out and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, and then if she wants me, like, even if I don't play video games anymore, and that's the thing where I'm like, a part of me will always have like that video game bone running through my body. If it comes to a point where she's all like, hey, I got another controller, you want to play? I'm like, sure, yeah. I'm all like, if this is a time where we can like bond and we can just, hey, hang out and stuff, I'm cool with that. I'm 100% cool with that. That's what I'm like, and that's the thing where I'm like, I feel like as a husband, because like I said, I do see myself married one day. As a husband, you should just really just be into anything that your wife is into. Because I'm like, my thing is like, whatever it's going to be, y'all gonna have fun. Like, that's how I see it. I'm like, you guys are going to have fun. So I'm like, you should see it as a way of having fun, having a positive outcome, or, something. Like, I guess, like, if they're addicted to it, because I have heard situations like that before where people, there was the one guy, he was, like, madly addicted to video games. It was actually, no, I remember I did a relationship advice episode on this. I had this series I was doing on my podcast for a little bit called Relationship Advice. And I might revive that series again. Just, stay tuned for it. I don't know exactly when I will. Probably maybe some point in time next year. I don't know. But anyways, but no. So there is a story I remember reading where the guy was like really addicted to playing video games. And his girlfriend was getting on him about it. Like, hey, again, you're playing video games like too much. Like, you gotta chill out. So I'm like, my thing is like, okay, like, if it gets to a point in time where I'm playing like hours on end, like it's like 4 or 5 hours done passed by and I'm still playing, I even don't see myself doing some stuff like that. So the most I would probably play is like maybe an hour, 2 hours or something. It just really depends on what I'm doing. And I know if I'm recording a YouTube video, that'll probably be the only reason why I would sit there for a long amount of time, because I'm recording YouTube videos. I'm trying to make money and pay bills and stuff. So it's my job and things to, sit down for a long amount of time and play video games. But anyways, back to the story. So the guy, he's playing the video games. I think this was the same story, like everything that happened. Like, I think this all had happened. But anyways, he's playing video games. And then it got to a point where I think his wife had did something. I can't remember too much of this story, but his wife, they got into a disagreement, I believe. And I think he had hit her. I think this was the same story. But if not, then, I apologize for getting the story wrong. But anyways, he hit her. And but then he realized what he did and was apologizing for it and was like, I'm never going to play video games again. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm sorry that this had happened. I didn't mean to. And so she forgave him, went to sleep later on that night, woke up to hearing like, some noises and stuff going on. And then she goes into like their living room and sees him playing video games. And I was like, wow, like, bruh, like the fact that you had hit your woman over the fact of you playing video games. Like, if she wants me to stop playing video games, I've been like, what's going on? Like, like, I'm sorry that you want me to stop, but I'm just all like, I just started playing. Like, I didn't even like choose what game I was gonna play. Like I just turned the console on. Like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? But if I'm sitting there for like a long amount of time, and I think I would have turned the game off a long time ago myself. I wouldn't have had nobody to tell me to stop playing. But Yeah, but it's like at the same time though, I'm like, and I think that's what I was saying in the episode. I'm like, I understand if it's your job, like if you're a YouTuber or a streamer or something, and then this is what you do. Then I'm like, okay, then that's what he does. Like, he can't stop doing his job and things, and if that's what the job that he likes, then accept that. Like he doesn't want to be no cashier, no construction worker. He doesn't want to be no lawyer, no doctor, none of that stuff. He wants to play video games where you're doing that stuff. And there's no problem with that. That's why I'm like, I don't understand why people they trip over a person playing video games. Like, okay, that's what I want to do. Especially if they're like a YouTuber or a streamer. I'm like, if that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. Like, don't judge me or don't try to like tell me what to do and whatnot. I'm like, no. I'm like, I didn't put money into all of this stuff. I'm like, no. My thing is, it's like, yeah, I have put thousands of dollars into gaming and just YouTube in general. Do you really think I'm going to stop doing it all just so I can make you happy? I'm like, nah, that's like you wasn't happy from day one of being in this relationship. So yeah, at that point I've been like, I think the relationship might need to end because I'm not going to stop doing my job to make you happy. I'm like, you either got to accept it or you got to leave it. So yeah, pretty much that old saying, take it or leave it, because I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing just to impress you. I'm like, if you can't overall, I'm like, that's the thing. I'm all like, you gotta like think like your happiness versus love, like, cause happiness and love should be together. But when it's like separate, then I feel like y'all are in a conflict. Like there's like a problem. There's an issue amongst that. So it's like it either needs to be together or this relationship needs to be over. But I'm like, if either I gotta be either like happy or love or what, like loving you, but I'm not happy. Like how come I can't have both? How come I can't love you and be happy at the same time with what I'm doing? Like I gotta be angry, but I'm loving you at the same time. That's not no relationship. Like no, that is not a relationship at all. That's a contract. Like that's a contract with the like worst company possible. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. So I personally don't agree with the whole like, oh, real men needs to go out and get. Cause then I seen the one where there was all like, I won't date a. What did that post say? I probably won't be able to find it. Actually, if I go and search for my the friend that shared it, okay, here we go. So it goes on to say, PS what? Meaning like PlayStation 5. And then there's like, I stopped dating men who played video games 10 years ago. The men I date play the stock market and play to win. I'm like, all right, I'm, sorry that the men that you was in a relationship with that was playing video games, it didn't work out. But I'm just saying, you can't base that off of all of your relationships. That's why when I hear like stuff like men ain't this, men ain't that, or all men are the same, all men are dogs, this and that, I'm like, you've never been on no date with me. You've never been in a relationship with me. You never been married to me. You never grew old and died with me. So therefore, you can't speak on me as if, I'm with all other with the men that you dated. Those are the men that you dated. So I'm all like, yeah, obviously, tell it, like, talk to. I feel like, and that's like a miscommunication. Like when y'all start going out on dates and stuff, talk. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you, so then you won't be in no full-on relationship with the man that that you're like, oh, this guy, he likes playing video games. He likes doing. So my thing is, yeah, I feel like if a girl comes out and asks me like, hey, do you play video games? I'm like, yes, I do play video games. And then she told me like, oh, well, all the last few men that I was in a relationship, they played video games and the relationship didn't go so well. I'm like, well, tell me the mistakes that they made. So I'm like, but if it's some stuff like, oh, well, they were a YouTuber or they were a streamer, I'm like, okay, well, then this relationship ain't gonna go nowhere. Because guess who's a YouTuber and somewhat of a streamer? This guy right here. Why you think I'm wearing this TMossBoss hat? This ain't no hat that you get up in the store. TMossBoss is me. That's who I am on YouTube. That's what makes me money and stuff. Like being that person playing video games and things. So yeah, I'm like, the relationship can't work out if you're gonna be carrying on like that. So I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not really sorry. I'm just all like, hey, that's what's gonna happen. So, anyways, but yeah, play your video games, guys. Like, you know, women, whoever. I'm like, play your video games. Like, don't let nobody tell you not to. Like, if they try to bring that away from you, then obviously you need to end that relationship. Because if it's therapeutic and it gets you through the day, then yeah, continue playing your video games, but don't stop your happiness just so they can get some love. I'm like, if you can't give them love and be happy at the same time, then yeah, that relationship needs to end, because then it's just going to be counted as a toxic relationship. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. And if anybody's going to be like, oh, well, I disagree with that statement, I think a person should always listen to their significant other. If that person's not happy with them playing, so that person gets to be happy and then love them because they get to play video games, but then the other doesn't get to. Who said you gotta be in a relationship with me? My thing is like, no, if you gonna be in a relationship with me, I feel like there should be a mutual happiness and a mutual love. But if you're getting all the happiness and getting all the love, and then I'm angry, you know, giving off the love that I gotta give off because it's the relationship and stuff, no. That's not no equal relationship. I will not be a part of no relationship. That, to me, that's a toxic relationship. So anyways, I'm like, it needs to be, both parties need to be happy and both parties need to be loving. But if only one party, that's like, yeah, it's like a positive is going to equal a positive. You know, a negative and a negative, that, you know, even though in like, you know, math terms, it might equals a positive. I'm like, no, I'm like, unless y'all are like both negative, but you like the fact that y'all are negative, now I guess it could be a positive, but a positive and a negative, that's going to equal a negative. So I'm like, that ain't going to work out. So anyways, yeah, stop trashing on video games. And video games ain't did nothing to you. I'm like, if you play a video game, find a game that you like, you play it, then you might be on the same side with us playing video games. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you're you know, into buying any of my merch, y'all can very well go do that and stuff. So I got a merch store. I almost did my old outro with like the promotion or, you know, promo codes and stuff. I almost did it. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, go check out my merch store. Got a lot of merch up and stuff. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.